Hello, my friends. Welcome to your full moon in Taurus reading. And it's going to be amazing because this is actually an eclipse, so a lunar eclipse in addition to the full moon. And this is going to be happening on November 19th around 1:57 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So depending on where you're at in the world, you'll experience it, of course, at a different time if you're in a different time zone. And of course, the eclipse is when, the sun's over here, the earth is here, and the moon is over here. Normally the sun is, shining on that full moon, and so you see it as full, but then the earth gets in the way and our earth shadows over the full moon, which is where the eclipse happens. It's not going to be a full eclipse this time around, but you're going to see some shade go over the moon for a little bit during that cycle. And so, full moons are very powerful on their own, but a full moon eclipse is like a full moon on steroids. You're going to feel some energy around this where like a door slams shut. So, you might have situations that are happening in your life that reach a peak, or they've just done so. And now it's like things are out of your control. It's like your soul has signed up for some sort of growth lesson, some sort of situation to unfold to bring things to your attention. So, it's about, letting those people or situations or things either leave our lives or come into our lives. So you're going to be seeing these significant kind of endings and new beginnings. They'll be like tower type of events, what like the tower in tarot, which is, life is unfolding for you, something is being removed or being brought into your life on purpose for a purpose. So during this time, it's really good advice just to go with the flow of the change. Forgive whatever happens, knowing that, this releases you from any of those emotional extremes, because in addition to it being a full moon eclipse, it is in Taurus, and Taurus energy does bring it brings in a time of getting grounded, I guess is a good word to say it. We work through any negative feelings that we've been having or are feeling, and we find this balance in how we're expressing those emotions. So we're not being too dreamy and we're not being too serious. It's really about this grounding balance that we can take advantage of. So this, again, the full moon normally expands all our emotions and exaggerates them, with it being an eclipse, again, on steroids. So, it's kind of like the Pisces full moon we felt, which Pisces energy really brings in a lot of emotion. This is going to expand any emotions that we're feeling, but just know that there's this beautiful grounding energy available through the Taurus energy that can help balance things out to where we can see this beautiful ebb and flow of life instead of, an extreme, fearful type of event happen in our lives. So a lot of deep breathing will help. The bull is a mighty strong spirit animal as well. It sits it doesn't really sit, it stands its ground in its territory, and people respect the bull because of how grounded and strong it is. So just tap into that energy, and it'll be a not so strenuous and extreme full moon for you. We're also going to pull a special reading for your specific sign. So we're going to jump into that right now and just see what else the Creator wants you to know about this full moon Taurus eclipse energy that's going to be coming in for you during this period. All right, all my Capricorns, this is your Taurus full moon eclipse reading. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. Because these cards just have a very grounding energy to them. Very earthly, which is what we want to connect with that Taurus grounding energy, just to help this eclipse just feel not so like you're being pulled off the earth somewhere. So, Creator, for our Capricorns, what would you like them to know about this full moon eclipse? And this will be for the 3-week period around this eclipse. It's sorry, they want this one right here. So we're going to look at the week before the eclipse and the 2 weeks after is what this is going to represent. Yep, and you got trader, not trader, but trader. So exchange energy to create abundance. So you definitely, and I love how he has his hand on his heart. You know, that's a beautiful sharing of that love energy that's within you. And I really feel like this is like this message for you that you have so much to give to the world, but you don't have to feel bad about, especially if you have a spiritual gift, asking for some sort of exchange, because there is this exchange of energy that happens, and you want to give this beautiful messages to the world, messages of love, whether it's through art or through some sort of service, like if you're a therapist of some sort, or a physical therapist of some sort, a nutritionist, a doctor, no matter what it is that you have to do in your life, it's okay to receive benefit from it. You of course aren't doing it for that, but also don't hold up your hand to it, is what I'm feeling is a big, strong message for you here. It says, make connections and exchange information, talents, or support. The trader brings the lesson and energy of exchange. When he appears, he could represent an opportunity to exchange talents, whatever they may be, in order to expand, or be about the exchange of energies that come from the universe, or both. For example, if you're a creative person or consider yourself creative, when you share your talents, you are giving them, and when you do so, the universe will give you more in order for you to share more. It's all a beautiful cycle. The trader also reminds you to be open and honest and act with integrity in your exchanges, because doing something to get something will only lead to challenges. Yep, that's what I was trying to say. Well said. The universe operates under the law of cause and effect and is always looking to return to a natural state of balance, like we talked about in the introduction, right? There's this balance that wants to come about with this, full moon eclipse. So if you're lacking in the feelings of abundance at this time, you're being invited to share your time, your gifts, and your understanding with others. If you're frustrated because something isn't unfolding in your life, instead of asking yourself what you can get, ask yourself what you can give. The exchange of energy doesn't necessarily mean financial energy. It can also be about supporting in order to feel supported. If you've been holding back with your offerings, now is the time to change that. Allow yourself to be open, honest, and vulnerable. This can prepare you to open up to even greater opportunities in the coming days, weeks, and months. Yeah, I love it. So definitely this energy of give. And like I said, not for the sake of getting, but allow yourself to receive. I feel is that additional message to that, because, and of course this is a general reading, so it's not everyone, but there is this, and I guess it is a kind of grounded in your worth and feeling that you're worthy of receiving, and that you are used to being the giver because you feel safer that way. Because there's this weird kind of theory that we're taught growing up, especially if you're an enabler in codependent relationships or a recovering one. Hello, maybe you've seen me in the meetings. It's this, belief that if I can't give to someone, then I'm worthless, right? If I have nothing to give someone, I'm worthless. So I can't receive from other people, because if I receive, that takes away from my worth that I'm a giver. And so it's this weird exchange type of belief that we have, and that's what this is challenging to let go of. You know, give from your heart, like he has his hand on his heart, give from your heart, and allow others to give to you so they can feel that wonderful feeling as well. All right, we're going to pull a card here from these Ancestral Path Tarot. This is going to be the week before the full moon eclipse. We'll see what the Creator wants you to know about that week. All right, Creator, for our Capricorns, what do you want them to know about the week before? Okay. You got the Hierophant. So this is definitely, there's two sides of the Hierophant. The one, side that reflects the unconditional love of our higher selves is that we have this offering to give. We have this spiritual energy. We can be a spiritual teacher. We can be someone who brings spiritual awareness to others through a variety of different ways, like we talked about, whether it's painting or yoga, your yoga instructor. You could be a banker, who teaches people about their finances so they could feel secure. One of the big things that just popped up in my head is, I had declared bankruptcy, was it 15, 20 years ago? And I felt so bad about it because, I had grown up saying that my credit is what defined me. And the bankruptcy lawyer could sense that I was just beating myself up about it. And he said, Denny, everyone deserves a second chance. And just him saying that just changed my whole life, really, because I let go of that, my attachment to my credit score defining me, right? And so you can be offering that in some way. The other side of the Hierophant is the one when our ego gets involved, and that would be religious leaders of organized religions who in the beginning, have this beautiful heart of, wanting to help people expand their spiritual connection to, whatever higher source they believe in. And they feel if they can come together, they can make a difference and help feed the poor, help people in difficult situations, and we can do more together in unity. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful, intention of organized religion. And it's how so many of us get introduced to the Creator to start off with before we start off on our independent journey of developing a one-on-one relationship instead of a group relationship with the Creator. Well, then the ego, of course, kicks in. It becomes afraid. It's like, well, I have to keep power over all these situations. And so the ego tries to maintain control, take control away from others, and increase their control. And that becomes a very suppressive and oppressive type of spiritual experience where you don't feel like this unconditional love and this invitation to get to know the Creator in a deeper way with this expansive ability. With all the laws of organized religion, sometimes they'll box us in saying this is how you have to have a relationship with the Creator, and these are the gates. These are only for different types of people. You can't go through that gate. And so the message for this is that, and usually there's a key somewhere. I don't see one in here, but usually, the Hierophant is like this awareness that comes around this suppressive feeling that you're having, and that you're given the keys to open up these gates and to go places in your spirituality that you haven't been before. So I love those two messages that come with that for you. And then we're going to pull a card here from the Tarot of Dreams for the week after the full moon eclipse and see what the Creator wants you to know about that week. Creator for our Capricorns, what do you want them to know about the week after? Okay, those two. Boom, boom. Yep, and you got the High Priestess. Makes total sense. So, this is definitely connecting and going, deep into your spiritualness, connecting, she goes into her temple, she connects to the moon energy, and she goes places into the unknown, goes into new territory, goes beyond those gates that, you've been restricted and told not to go beyond. So definitely this is about connecting to the higher planes, connecting to the other side, definitely doing that. Let me see. It says darkness into darkness, the key to all mystery is what that says down here. And so that is definitely going into those places you're told not to go, by our organized religions, and questioning all these restrictions, and saying, no, you can only have a relationship with the Creator in this way, instead of making it a personal relationship and having little boundaries on how you can communicate and interact with that beautiful, unconditionally loving being of love and light, right? And an example of that, I'm sorry, I'm just going to take a quick sip of coffee here. Sorry about that. I had a frog in my throat, and it's gone now. Yay. So, one of the examples of this is actually doing cards, because I grew up in a very non-denominational Christian kind of background. And of course, this was considered, of the devil, and, should be avoided at all costs because you're going to get demon possessed or something, right? And as this kept on coming up in my life from different sources, from very loving people, that I actually was so interested in it, and I would just ask the Creator and say, what? Show me, tell me, why am I so attracted to this? Why is this like the test? Is this a temptation? What's happening? And the Creator just showed me very clearly that, it's like a blade. A blade can be used for surgery to help someone heal. It can be used to cut someone free that's bound and trapped. It can cut food to help prepare meals for others. Or it can be used to stab people and kill them. But it's the person who's yielding the tool that, and the intention behind it, is what makes it something of darkness or of love. And so this is all about, I do this from a place of unconditional love and light to help people understand their path, to help reconnect to the Creator and understand the powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being they really are. And so, that if I never went beyond that, I've been able to give beautiful messages from the other side, from the Creator and from guardian angels and spirit guides and loved ones who are on the other side, and ancestors and fairies and unicorns and whatever, you believe those beings of unconditional love and light are. I've been able to do that because I've moved beyond that. I moved beyond that restriction to where I don't have a spiritual life that has to walk so narrow. It's very expansive, which also allows the Creator to communicate and do so much more in our lives when we're not like, this is how the miracle has to happen, or how you have to call me. You have to call me, on Tuesdays at 8:05 p.m., Creator, or I'm not listening. It's like, call me anytime. I'm always wanting to hear from you. It's that kind of thing. So this is definitely about, moving beyond these restrictions, connecting to the Creator and to the other side in such a beautiful and higher level. Yeah, because here's the King of Cups. Cups are your emotions. That is the Holy Grail, the chalice. It's full of the unconditional love of the Creator. Oftentimes I'll call this the Christ love card, because it is representation of that unconditional love of the Creator of all things. So, definitely I love this, that connecting to this, higher level, this higher love, you get to experience these living waters of the unconditional love of the Creator. And that's just overflows to you as you connect to the other side. That's why I love doing readings too, because as soon as I start doing the reading and I'm connecting and listening to the Creator and Spirit and all that posse of beautiful beings on the other side, I get to feel their love, and it is amazing. So don't be afraid of that. All right. And then we're going to look in here. These are the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. And this is going to be the second week after that full moon eclipse. This is going to be what the Creator wants you to know about that week. All right, for our Capricorns, what do you want them to know about the second week after? What else? Yep, and you got the Four of Cups. Cups are the emotions, like we talked about with the King of Cups here. And I love this because the three cups here represent the what we're taught to look on the outside world. You know, this is where you find what quenches your spiritual thirst, your emotional thirst, your mental thirst, everything out there. But they leave us even thirstier than we were before. And I love that eyeball looking through the universe, going, looking forward to going, oh, look what he's doing. Because this Ace of Cups that we're given here is that Holy Grail. And those Three of Cups, they do not satisfy. Like I said, they make us thirstier. And so the universe, the Creator, whatever higher power you believe in, is what brings us that Ace of Cups, which is what fills our love. It fills our life. It makes us blossom. Whereas the Three of Cups, usually you'll see like someone leaned up against a tree and they're bored out of their gourd, and you'll see this hand offering the Ace of Cups to the side, which is the Creator bringing that love and offering this emotional experience that changes our lives. And we're like, oh, finally, I get to taste of this unconditional love that does quench my thirst. We get a little drop of it, and we just want to stay connected to that, because then we can access it whenever we want. And we do wander, ebb and flow in and out of that. We're like, we're drinking and our thirst is quenched, and then we're like, oh, what's that over there? We get some bright and shiny thing, takes us away and back into the adventure. And then when we're thirsty again, like, oh, wait a minute, this is where I go find that, So there's this beautiful awareness on what truly satisfies you that comes from there. Yeah, because here's the Queen of Swords. So swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And she carries the Ace of Swords, which the Ace of Swords is what brings us capital T truths from above. Like the High Priestess, you're able to connect and see things from a totally higher perspective outside of time and space, not in the world of the ego. And you can even see she's got all these butterflies that are around her, which is about transforming mind. She's cutting away the things that no longer serve her, as she understands the things that have been restricting her, as she's seeing the capital T truths, the small t truths, start to get dismissed and sent off there. She's also divine feminine, so she brings in water energy along with it, because she understands that making decisions strictly from your mind, from your knowledge and your wisdom, isn't always going to unfold, to that extent. The King of Cups knows that too, that decisions only made from emotion don't tend to line up with our higher self, as well as the Queen has learned, making decisions only from the mind and facts and logic, and because small t truths get involved, right? also doesn't bring us our highest experience. And there's this, like I mentioned in the intro, there's this beautiful balance between heart and mind as you move through your journey of life, understanding and listening, especially when you connect to the other side, when you connect to the Creator and Spirit, and like I mentioned, those slew of beings of unconditional love and light, when you ask them for guidance and answers, and you look for get out of the fear noise, you can hear their guidance. You get those synchronicities, and you get those messages, all those confirmations from the outside world, and you see it, and then you make these decisions in your life that allow your life to flow with less chaos and less drama, and you get to experience life in a beautiful unfolding way. Which, experiencing the chaos, we came here to do that as well. We came here on purpose, for a purpose, to experience the opposite of who we are, so we can more fully understand who we are by experiencing who we're not. So when we experience chaos, we more fully understand what peace is, which is what our natural state on the other side. We experience conditional love and fear, we understand more fully unconditional love. We experience sadness and depression, even anger. We understand what happiness and joy, which is also our natural state on the other side, what that is. Because when you're walking around in air all the time, you don't even realize air exists until you go underwater. When you go underwater, you look at the surface and go, there is air. There's not air down here. There's air up there. Now I more fully understand what air is and have appreciation for it, and I want to move back toward it. But having not experienced that, we wouldn't understand what air is. So that's kind of that feeling. We come here to experience this human side, to more fully understand our real us, that powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. So it's beautiful, beautiful balancing coming in here for you. This connection, this movement in your spiritual world, just really this release, allowing yourself to receive the love from above, connecting to up above, having this, recognizing the passions you have for your life, and this beautiful balance between heart and mind. So beautiful energy coming in for you. I'm going to leave it at that. Just know that each and every second of every day that you are indeed unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, always. Also want to, I'm going to end the reading there, but I also want to make sure you know that in addition to these readings, I also do monthly readings by each zodiac sign, as well as weekly readings by each of the elements, so like fire signs, water signs, etc., and a variety of other readings throughout the month. So if you want to be kept in the loop on all those energies and those messages that are coming in, if you haven't done so already, just click the subscribe button down below, and that's going to make this little bell icon pop up, and if you click on that, then you'll get notified when the new videos come out. So it's easy breezy. All right, well, know that I also love you dearly, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. But until then, you take care.